Hi, today I'm going to talk about a maths question from year 2017 PSLE. Many people are making a fuss over this question. In fact, this is not a very difficult question. Why? Well, children have been exposed to this type of question since primary 3, although it's not exactly the same, but it is quite similar. Not only in primary 3, but it's also in primary 4 and primary 5. Anyway, I'm going to do this question first before I'll show you those questions that are quite similar from 3, 4, and 5. Jess wants 200 ribbons of length 110 cm for a party. However, the ribbons were sold at 25 meters per tape. How many tapes will Jess need? I always tell my students to circle all the clues. Why is it so? Well, when they do a lot of questions, they tend to be confused and they miss out all the important points and end up they are not able to do it well. So it's very important to take note of all the important points. So over here, we have to circle 200 ribbons of what length? Of 110 cm. Then they also say the ribbons were sold. Ribbons were sold at 25 meters per tape. Per tape. How many tapes will Jess need? First, your 25 meter will have to change to cm. And that will be 25 times 100 equals to 2,500 cm. Next, you're going to take 2,500 divide by 110. And that will give you 22/8/11. Now, this 22 means you can get 22 complete ribbons, each 110 cm. From a tape of 25 meters. Well, you need 200 ribbons. So you take 200 divided by 22, and that will give you 9/11. What does this 9 stand for? It means that you need to have 9 tapes, complete tapes, whereby each tape gives you 22 ribbons, and therefore you need 9 tapes. However, these 9 tapes is not enough to give you 200 ribbons. Therefore, you have to take 9 plus another 1 more tape, which is equals to 10 tapes. And that will be the answer. I'm going to show you another question which is for primary 3, which is quite similar to the PSLE question. Of course, it's not that difficult. Okay, now let's begin. Mrs. Tan is going to give the children pens for Children's Day. The pens are sold in packets of 5. How many packets must she need to buy if she needs 374 pens? Now I'm going to show you the working. We will have to take 374 divide by 5, and you will get 74 4/5. What does this 74 means? It means that you have 74 packets whereby there are 5 pens inside. But these 74 packets of 5 pens is not enough. It's less than 374 pens. Since 74 packets do not give you 374 pens, therefore you need to buy another 1 more packet. So in the end, you need to buy 75 packets. Well, this is another question, which is very common in primary 4 when the children learn area. A piece of cloth of 250 cm by 240 cm is to be cut into square pieces of cloth of 20 cm each. How many pieces of square pieces of 20 cm can you get? So you know the piece of cloth. The measurement is 250 cm by 240 cm. And you want to cut it into square pieces of cloth of 20 cm each. And the question asks, how many pieces of square pieces of 20 cm can you get? So first step, what would I do? 200, okay, sorry, okay, 250 divided by 20 will give you 12 and a half. And 240 divided by 20 will give you 12. Okay, look at the first one, which is 12 and a half. What does 12 and a half means? It means that, okay, you can get 1220 cm. The remaining half will not be complete. It can't give you 1220 cm. So you only have 1220 cm. As for 240 divided by 20, you have a complete 12 cm. Sorry, 240 divided by 20, it will give you 12 complete 20 cm. Sorry. I'm showing you with a table. You can see that this piece of cloth, which is 250 cm, the length, you cut 20 cm, 20 cm, 20 cm, and you realize that there are 12 20 cm for the length, each one 20 cm, and you left 10 cm for the length here. Then for the breadth, which is 240 cm, you also cut here 20 cm, 20 cm, 20 cm, and you have complete 12 of them. So therefore, you will take 12 times 12 equals to 144. And as for the 10 cm here, the whole column here, you cannot use them because it is not a complete square of 20 cm by 20 cm. It is 20 cm by 10 cm, which is not what I want. What I want is a square piece of 20 cm for the length and breadth. So the answer is 144 pieces of square piece. Sorry, 144 square pieces. This is a P5 question. The volume of a box is 36 cm by 35 cm by 18 cm. How many cubes of 3 cm can be placed in a box? You have to know that for a cube, all sides are equal. In other words, the length, breadth, and height are all 3 cm. Now we're going to do the equation. 36 divided by 3 equals to 12. Complete 3 cm. The next one is 35 divided by 3, which is equals to 11 2/3. And you have 11 complete 3 cm. The rest you ignore. The next one is the height. 18 divided by 3 equals to 6 complete 3 cm. So how many cubes of 3 cm can be placed in the box? What would you do? 12 times 11 times 6, which is equals to 792 cubes of 3 cm. Why don't we use the remaining 2/3? Actually, the remaining 2/3 is 2 cm. The 2 cm is not 3. It is not what they want. What they want is 3 cm. If you're going to take every 2 cm and add them together to give you 3 cm, that means you are taking bits and pieces to combine. It's not a complete 3 cm. So that is why it is being ignored. You can see that all the questions are quite similar. It is through practice, understand, and anchor the concept that the children are able to do better in their exams? Well, if you need help for math, you can contact or PM me.